We be live. Hi, everyone. Let me know how my audio is. Please make sure that you have liked the stream. Let me know in the live chat that you have liked the stream. Today we have a fun show. First, we're going to cover what happened, and then we're going to cover people celebrating it and a whole bunch of other memes around this topic. Okay, so let's actually bring this up. You guys know what happened, right? Do I need to actually tell you what happened, or do you guys know? Let me see who is in the live chat. Yes, we be live. Yes. Shalom, shalom, everyone. Yes, okay, great. A lot of people are happy in the live chat. Okay, this is it. This is a great time. Again, guys, I don't know how to express how many Iranians. I already did the Persian live stream on this on the Persian channel, and you have no idea the level of joy the Iranian people feel every time BB gives us one of these gifts. These are the Israelis in the live chat. Please understand that the people that BB is taking out are not just Israel's enemies. These are Iran's enemies as well. These are Iranian people's enemies. And Iranian people are very happy. Yes, people are saying like, shalom, hello, infidels, hallelujah, thank you, IDF. Roy is here. Roy is saying hi. Okay, yes. All right, so first, for people who have no idea what happened, I was going to put a news item like first in the first 4 or 5 minutes, just bringing everybody on the same page. But the speech from BB himself was so powerful and so on point that I thought, you know what, let's just let BB say, let's just let BB do the work. Okay, so let's see what he has to say.
1 year ago, Yahya Sinwar, the terrorist chief of Hamas, launched the October 7th massacre against Israel. It was the bloodiest attack on the Jewish people since the Holocaust. It was the worst attack on the Jewish state since the founding of Israel. Sinwar's terrorists murdered in cold blood 1,200 people. That's elderly people, Holocaust survivors, children. They brutally raped women. They beheaded men. They burned babies alive. And they took some 250 men, 251 women, men, and children hostage to the dungeons of Gaza. Today, the mastermind of this day of sheer evil is no more. Yahya Sinwar is dead. He was killed in Rafah by the brave soldiers of the Israel Defense Forces. While this is not the end of the war in Gaza, it's the beginning of the end. To the people of Gaza, I have a simple message. This war can end tomorrow. It can end if...
So before we go to the messages part, guys, this guy, Sinwar, who IDF just managed to kill, was the mastermind of October 7th. And this is just a continuation of Israel proving to the world that if you go after our citizens, we will end you. One way or another, we will come for you, we will find you, and we will end you. No government in the world has demonstrated its deterrence capabilities better than Israel. Every single Israeli should be grateful for having such a powerful military, such a powerful intelligence unit, and such a dedicated government to protect its citizens. I know October 7th was, I don't even know what words, I'm trying to use words, but there's no words that I could think of to describe it properly. Just insert whatever words you think is the best. But Israel comes back whenever the enemies of Israel manage to get a hit, manage to make Israel suffer. It is something that we cannot dismiss. It needs, the Israeli people will criticize their own government, but Israel will recover, and Israel will come back, and Israel will live. That's what Israel does. And on the Persian show, when only 2 hours after the news came, people told me, like, I went live, and we had to go live on the Persian channel, right? Mostly to my Iranian audience. And We thanked Israel as Iranians, but we also were jealous. We were also jealous. We were of Israeli people. So I hope Israeli people are grateful, because we were hoping, we were wishing on the Persian Channel that one day Iran gets to have a secular, liberal government with a strong army, with a strong intelligence unit, for it to be able to protect the Iranian people and to go after its enemies, especially its enemies from this cult of death that Israel is so effective at eliminating. I hope that for Iran as well. So I, as an Iranian, I'm jealous of Israeli people, and I hope you understand what you have. I hope, again, when I'm saying being appreciative, it doesn't mean not to be critical. I also appreciate Israel having such a critical media, a culture of protesting, a culture of holding the government accountable. Those are what makes your country strong. So these are not a contradiction. Being grateful does not mean not complaining, not holding the government responsible, not protesting. These go actually hand in hand. They are the reason. They are the reason why you're a stronger country. Anyway, so now let's go to the messages part. I am so impressed that Bibi, again, guys, I know I have my criticisms of Bibi. Today is not the day for that, okay? This speech was 10 out of 10. I am so impressed that after he announced this, his starting message was to the people of who? Gaza. Look at this.
Of the Israel Defense Forces. While this is not the end of the war in Gaza, it's the beginning of the end. To the people of Gaza, I have a simple message.
To the people of Gaza. So you can see, like, the messages that he has is to the people, to the families of the hostages, to people of Israel, to the people in the region. But first, he started by saying to the people of Gaza. And again, it's one thing. I know it's easier these days for Israelis to separate the people of Iran from the Islamic Republic in Iran. It's so easy to do that these days, because how many Iranians come and demonstrate their support for Israel, and how many Iranians support even more Iranians show their disdain for the government, right? But it's more difficult to do that in Gaza, because of so many opinion polls that we get from Gaza, seeing the views of people in Gaza. I know it's more difficult for people to separate Hamas, for example, from the people of Gaza. I mean, it's difficult, but it's good that if we try. You know, again, at the end of the day, people are a victim of their environment, and it's so interesting to see Netanyahu kind of attempting that here. Again, I know he already does that with the people of Iran, but the way that he's now separating the people from Gaza, trying to create a distance between the people of Gaza and Hamas. This is actually quite impressive. If we are successful at doing that, and I will show you some videos today that are not statistics, so I'm not saying that this is common in Gaza, but I will show you some videos today to give you some hope that the attempt is a worthy attempt to separate the people of Gaza from Hamas. But let's see what his message is to the people of Gaza. Let's see here.
The end. To the people of Gaza, I have a simple message. This war can end tomorrow. It can end if Hamas lays down its arms and returns our hostages. Hamas is holding 101 hostages in Gaza, who are citizens of 23 countries, citizens of Israel, but citizens of many other countries. Israel is committed to doing everything in our power.
You see in his message to the people of Gaza, I'm telling you, Hamas needs to do this. So I know a lot of people here try to make the people of Gaza and Hamas the same thing, and I understand that many of their views are the same. But again, if there is an end to all of this, it could only come by creating this division. And it is possible. It looks it's very distant. It looks very distant right now if you look at the opinions in Gaza right now, but it is our only hope, right? So I appreciate Netanyahu doing that here. So let's see now his second part.
Everything in our power to bring all of them home. and Israel will guarantee the safety of all those who return our hostages. But to those who would harm our hostages, I have another message. Israel will hunt you down and bring you to justice. I also have a message of hope to the peoples of the region.
This line made me so happy. The people of the region, right? So Israel is not, it's not the people of Israel, it's the people of the region. Because Israel's success is not just the success of Israel. Israel's success is the success for the entire region. I mean, it's a success for the entire world. But this is very important that Netanyahu is telling everybody that Israel is doing the hard work for all of you. For all of you. The people that are causing this, lack of stability and safety, the people are the agents of chaos in this region. You guys are all watching. The Iranian people are watching. Even the heads of these Arab states are watching, and they're hoping Israel is successful. They're not paying the cost for it. Israel is paying the cost for it. And they're just hoping Israel wins because they know Israel's win is their win. So it's important that Netanyahu is telling the entire region that at least back us up. You know that our win is your win.
Region. The axis of terror that was built by Iran is collapsing before our eyes. Nasrallah is gone. His deputy Muhsin is gone. Haniyeh is gone. Def is gone. Sinwar is gone. The reign of terror that the Iranian regime has imposed on its own people and on the peoples of Iraq, Syria, Lebanon, and Yemen, this too will come to an end. All those who seek a future of prosperity and peace in the Middle East should unite to build a better future. Together, we can push back the forces of darkness and create a future of light and hope for all of us.
Jack, I see your super chat, but because I will respond to it closer to the end, if you don't mind, because I want to keep the topic on Sinwar. I will get to your super chat closer to the end. But thank you for that question. I would like to clarify that. I mean, I'm already being very clear about it, but I do like to touch on it a little bit more. But since we're in a celebratory mood, let's. This guy, I really like this guy's tweet. And oh, by the way, thank you to Dolly for finding these videos for me. Mwah. This is for Dolly, and also thank you for Alfred for being here and highlighting people's comments. So hold on, this guy, his name, his account on Twitter is LEEKERN. I just want to make sure we give credit where credit is due. So let's watch this.
Hey, how's it going? Little shout out to all my pro-Palestine friends on Twitter who've got a little crush on me, taken a shine to me the past year. Can't get enough of the stuff I write, always in my comments, always with the quote tweets. How you feeling today? How you feeling today? We blew a fucking hole through the head of that Palestinian rapist terrorist cunt whose dick you want to suck. Sinwar, you feeling good? You feeling good that we've systematically fucked up all your dreams? You feeling good that we're taking out all our enemies despite your crying? Despite your abuse? How you feeling, lads? You feeling good, lads? I'm feeling good. Got a lovely little coffee. I'm walking here through Israel. Everything's good, but you're probably a little bit sad. Listen, just being serious for a moment. I said from the beginning to you that we are going to win and you're going to lose. Because we got truth on our side, and we're the good guys, and we're not cunts. But you are the cunts, and you're the losers, and you're the bad guys, and you're the bullies, and you're the fucking dicks, and you're losing. So take the loss, boys. Have a lovely day. God bless you, cocksuckers.
Wait, I don't know who this guy is, but I love him. Let me actually follow him on Twitter. That was pretty good. Who's this guy? Oh, I already follow him. Okay, that's again LEEKERN. Love his tweet. Okay, wait. Let's go to guys. This Am Israel Kai song is that copyrighted? Because these are in where is this? Let me see. These are in Canada. Israelis and Iranians came into the streets to dance together and celebrate the death of Sinwar. So this is in Canada, and they're playing the song Am Israel Kai, and I think I will get copyrighted if I. Yep, I will get copyright strike if I play this. So just imagine the Am Israel Kai song, and these are people, Israelis. Every time that something like this happens, the two main flags that again gets flown around is that in countries outside of Israel is the flag of Israel and the flag of Iran next to each other celebrating. Oh, I should have had the flag ready for you guys for people who are new here, because a lot of people are like, what is that? Is that the flag of Iran? That there's a lion on that flag. How is that possible that that's the flag of Iran? Okay, so I just want to make sure that we every time we show this here so people understand what's happening. This is the top one is the flag of the Islamic Republic regime, and the lower one is the official flag of Iran that most Iranian people who are against the regime recognize. This is the pre-Islamic Revolution flag of Iran. So that's what you're seeing here, and that's what you see here when people come into the streets to celebrate with Israelis when something good like this happens. That's the flag that you see, the flag with the lion and the sword and the sun behind it, right? So, oh, actually, now that I'm showing you this, let me show you. These are. By the way, why is it that the memes come first from Iranian social media whenever something like this happens? It's first the Iranian people that start making the meme machine of Iranians is faster than other places. I love it. So I'm always on Iranian social media within seconds, within minutes, waiting for the memes to drop. So this was one of them. And this is Bibi making cutlet for Iranian people. Okay. So this is, what is this? This is starring Run starring Ali Khamenei. So let's watch these memes. These are fun. Okay. This is a good one. This got me. Netanyahu and Khamenei being scared that he's next. Oh, a lot of people were making images like this, just trying to demonstrate all the people that Netanyahu. All these are guys. I would have, if you asked me 1 year ago, these people would be dead within 1 year. These are unbelievable. Like these, do you understand how significant these people were? And again, a lot of people are keep showing the images. By the way, a lot of people are now on the Iranian side are suggesting that Raisi's death was Israel's job. You see that in the top right. I don't know. I don't know if that's true, but that's what a lot of people are believing these days, right? So this is a popular meme in Iran, and because when they first killed one of the each one of them, they had one meme of the guy sitting like this saying, "What happened to my revenge?" Right? And then there was one added, and they were two of them sitting to each other saying, "What happened to my revenge?" And now they keep adding, saying, "What happened to our revenge?" So they keep adding it. So the text on the top says, "What happened to our revenge?" And every couple of months, another person is keep being added to this. Here's another one that people made in Iran. This is fantastic. Okay, so that's a good one. All right, let's go back to the videos. Well, thank you guys in the live chat. Oh, by the way, before we go back to Iranians celebrating, let's also give it to this was IDF celebrating this news. Again, the IDF should be the main people who are proud, and we should celebrate their joy because it was them that did this. This is the gift that the IDF brought to the Israeli people and to the people of the world. Thank you, IDF, and this is their moment of celebration. I think because they're singing it themselves, the Am Israel Kai, I think I'm not going to get copyrighted, so let me just play it. That was just beautiful. I hope I don't get copyright. This was them celebrating. Let's go back to Iranian people celebrating this. So this was a Iranian person sending this video of himself to Iran International, which is a news Iranian news site outside of Iran. So let's see what he said in this video.
درود به مردان شریف ایران. همینجور که داشتیم پنجشنبه
So he's saying hello to the great people of
رو
Iran.
سپری می‌کردیم گفتیم یه خبری بگیریم که تایید شدن.
So look, he's saying that we were waiting for the confirmation of the death of Sinwar. So you could see there's every time they post videos like this, they have drinks. They make sure that they show their drinks in the background that they're celebrating.
به هلاکت رسیدن یحیی سنوار رو بدونیم. بعد متوجه شدیم که بله خبر
And like he said, like we just received the news that it has been confirmed that he has been
تایید
killed.
شده. تبریک به مردم عزیز ایران. تبریک به
He's saying congratulations to the dear people of Iran. So he's saying he's congratulating the people of Iran for Sinwar's
تبریک
death.
به همه آزادیخواهان. به امید
Oh, and he's saying congratulations to all the people who are all the freedom-loving people of the world.
آزادی ایران.
And he says, we hope for the freedom of Iran.
و بعدی نوبت اونی باشه که داره حکمرانی میکنه توی این.
And he says that he hopes that the next person who is taken out is the person who is ruling the country, meaning Khamenei. So he says that he hopes Khamenei is next. Again, I don't think that will happen. But wouldn't that be a thing? Okay, so guys, a lot of people are posting this on Twitter saying, okay, so this has a music on it, that this is the soldier that actually killed Sinwar. I don't know if this is true. I know that the soldier that did kill Sinwar was a novice, like a soldier that just joined the IDF only like a few months ago. Some people are saying this is him, randomly. A lot of people are saying that. But can somebody confirm if this is the case or not? Because that's something. If this is, again, this has music in it, so I'm going to mute it. But if this is the, can somebody please tell me that this is true? That this is the great hero, the great hope, the great lion, the great warrior of Hamas was killed by this soldier. Can somebody please? Okay, so people are saying it's not him. Okay, if okay, so we don't believe these things, but a lot of people on Twitter are saying that that's him. I think they're just trying to make fun of Sinwar. It is true, however, again, so this is probably not him. It is true, however, that Sinwar was taken out by a novice soldier, which is quite ironic because like that's the way to go, because a lot of people, he's supposed to be this great, like this is Sinwar. Oh wait, let me actually remove the music. So look, the way they try to always portray him, this is Sinwar. Again, I just muted the music as this warrior. Imagine like heroic music next to all of this. I can't play it because it's copyrighted. But it is quite ironic that they hyped him up as this great warrior, and now he was taken out by a novice soldier. They didn't even know he was there. So let me go to more videos. Okay, so actually let me show you this video that I know a lot of you already have seen. This is the last video of Sinwar. So before, I can't show you the videos of his dead body because it's too gruesome and YouTube will punish me for it. But this is the building he was in, and we have drone footage of moments or hours before he was ever killed. So this is the building that he was in, and the IDF soldiers attacked this building, and they didn't even know that Sinwar was in there. The IDF soldiers were apparently responding to an attack from this building, and they went and responded, and in the response, they managed to kill Sinwar. But look, the drone goes into the building, and they when they were videoing this man sitting on the couch, at the time they didn't know he was Sinwar. After they killed him, they realized that this was Sinwar. So this is the last video of Sinwar, moments before he was actually eventually killed. So watch this. This is pretty cool. So you see that? You see that? So the drone went into the building to see what's happening. This is so great that IDF has, like, every time they want to attack a building, before they attack it, they send the drone in to see what the hell is happening in there. This is really good. So the drone went in there, and look, you see on the couch over there? That's Sinwar sitting on the couch. Yeah. So look, he gets closer. You see that? That's him. Okay, so yeah, so look, it highlighted him. That's Sinwar. Like, he looks very defeated. Like he's like bending over. He's tired. I think he might be injured by this point. I think he might know by this moment that this is the end. Like, this is it. This is it. So then he picks. Look, he knows the drone is watching him. So he picks up a piece of metal or a stick or something, and he throws it at the drone. But the fact that he throws it, and you could see that it doesn't really go far. I think he's like very weak at this point. I think he's injured. See? You see that red metal thing? He picks it up. He throws it at the drone. Yeah, throw it up. The drone tried to dodge it. So a lot of people are saying on social media, I noticed that this actually makes him look like a hero, that he was fighting to the very end. And some people were also suggesting that Israel shouldn't have been releasing this because they turned him into a hero. I actually like that Israel just shows things the way they are. When Israel gets, whenever there's a setback, whenever Israel is just transparent, like people are like, oh, this is like not good. He makes him look like a hero, blah 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 blah. I mean, I like the fact that Israel is transparent. We just get the information, regardless of how we feel about it, and also him being turned into a hero and stuff. I mean, if this guy is turning into a hero, this is a man who masterminded October 7th. This is the man that told his soldiers to go and kill civilians, including children, and use rape as a weapon of war. If showing strength makes somebody look like a hero to you, then you are too far gone. You're not gonna be on our team anyways. The way we judge strength is not just it's not based on lack of fear only, or bodily strength, or military strength. The main strength that many Western countries have and Israel has comes from the values. Like, the foundation of strength for a society and a country comes from its values. So displays of bravery might be nice, but only if it's rooted in defending values that matter. So if you think this is good propaganda for Hamas, then what are you saying? Because I saw a lot of people like, oh, look, he was fighting to the very last minute instead of hiding in a hole. You mean like Nasrallah? So are you suggesting that Nasrallah was a coward that hid in the hole instead of fighting to the very last minute? I mean, that's a self-own anyways. But anyways, yes, sure. Was this guy, are you guys going to say this was a brave, strong man that was fighting till the very end? Okay, sure, you could have that. And he's dead now. Israel, where did all that might and bravery got him? What did that bring to the Palestinian people other than death and destruction and misery? If you want to go celebrate that, go celebrate that. while we celebrate Israel just eliminating your so-called war heroes. Let's go to the next video. Oh, this is, so you could celebrate Sinwar while I'll show you this one. People from Gaza. Let me actually see. We got another super chat. Let me see if it's related. If the super chats are not related, oh, the second Shaitan says, who was Yahya Sinwar again? Nice to see you again. Yahya Sinwar is, after the killing of Ismail Haniyeh, he was the military leader of Hamas. But after Ismail Haniyeh was killed, he became the military and political leader of Hamas. He's one of the was one of the top leaders of Hamas, and now after all the people dying, the top leader of Hamas. And with his death, we are left with only two options for leadership. One of them is Yahya Sinwar's brother, and the other one is somebody that is actually not very friendly with the Islamic Republic of Iran. So basically, this is close to absolute destruction of Hamas's ability to lead, to do military operations. Let's call this military operations, and its ability to rule Gaza. This is unbelievably a major blow to Hamas. And more importantly, second Shaitan, Yahya Sinwar was the mastermind behind October 7th. Right? So for people who don't know. Sorry, Alfred. Sorry for going back to that comment. Thank you, Alfred. Again, guys, thank you, Alfred, for being here and highlighting people's comments. I appreciate that. Okay. Well, Alfred, yes, highlight some of those comments. Maybe I will respond to them at the end. But okay, so this is one person in Gaza. And again, this is not statistic. I'm not suggesting that this is the majority of the view. But I'm happy to see this view from Gaza right now. And I hope this opinion spreads. So let's watch this. I will translate for you guys. So he's saying we are suffocating, we are dying, we are dying, we are dying. He said every day we're crying over another person's death. We're mourning another person's death. He's like, uncle, we are suffocating. I swear to God, we are suffocating. So this is a young man in Gaza. He's saying, save us from this war. He's like, give back, give away our government and give back the hostages. Like, let the hostages go. He says, we don't want Jerusalem. This is a very important. He says, we don't want Jerusalem. Like, uncle, we don't want Jerusalem. Let them have Jerusalem. Again, he shouts, we don't want Jerusalem. It's like, we're suffocating. We are tired. I really feel for this man, you know. I really feel for this man. I hope more people in Gaza feel like this so that this could end. I hope more people, I hope this is the only way this will end. I really, like, he says, we're tired. Yeah, they need to give up. This is not a war that will bring you anything. It will not bring you prosperity. It will not bring you victory. And again, I hope more people in Gaza just realize, like, yes, this is enough. What the hell? What are we fighting for? He's like, our girls have died. He says the children are being blown into pieces. He's an uncle. Our people died. Our people are dying. He's like, end this war. I swear to God, we are suffocating. The part that he says, we don't want Jerusalem, let them have Jerusalem, that was so powerful to me. That was, guys, the only way to end wars is not with ceasefires, it's not with appeasement, it's not with writing on pieces of paper. These are appeasements, ceasefire, agreements for peace, just on paper without any military victory. These might be ceasefire, but they are not the end. They do not end wars. The only thing they do is that they give time to your enemy to recover for the next fight. The only way to end wars, the only way to bring long-lasting peace is to convince the other side that there's no hope for victory. And the sooner they realize that, the sooner they will get to the point where Israel got with Egypt and Jordan. That's what they have to do. Israel gets peace, long-lasting peace, through victory, not through appeasement. And again, Westerners should have realized this. All the Western countries that are pressuring Israel for ceasefire, they have the experience with World War I and World War II. World War I ended the war by just deciding, like, hey, let's just not fight. And then where did that get you? It got you World War II. World War II got you long-lasting peace because you defeated your enemies, because you got the hope from victory. You took the hope from victory away from your enemies. That's how you get long-lasting peace. Anyways, let's go to the level of desperation. Oh, actually, let me put some more Iranian celebration. This one was very, very cute. This is an Iranian grandma. Adorable Iranian grandma. Let's see what she has to say. So look at her. So I don't know, her daughter or some young person in her family, she's saying I don't know why they're saying it like this, because it's not true, but it's just lovely to see her excitement. So she's saying, her daughter is saying, the mullahs have left. She's like, where did the mullahs go? She's like, they left entirely. She's like, are you serious? Oh, she's happy. She's like, they have guys, in Persian speaking, how do I translate Gurush Nagrum Kerdan? She's saying, have they fucked off? So, have they got lost? Okay, something like that.
آره گورشونو گم کردن.
Yeah, and she's like, yes, they have fucked off.
اسرائیل زد وسط آخوندا.
She's saying Israel have hit right in the middle of the mullahs. Israel basically blown them to pieces right in the middle of them. Okay. She's like, thank you, Israel. This is from Iran. She's like, thank you, Israel. Okay. She's like, are you serious? I mean, I kind of feel sad because she's saying it as if they're all completely gone, and then she's going to discover that they're not all gone. But the fact that she's this happy, she's like, oh, Israel blown them to pieces. She's like, thank you, Israel. She's like, go ask the other person. She's like, thank God. She's telling her grandma to say thank God, say thank God. Like the news is saying this. And like she's like, oh my God, what a good news did you bring me? Now she's kissing her. These are some Persian sayings that I don't know how to translate that. But anyways, I just wanted to show you how the anti-regime people, how happy they are. Also, the pro-regime people in Iran. So there's also these people that exist. They are feeling so desperate that because Hezbollah and the axis of resistance, as they call it, they are so desperate for resources that women on TV in Iran, on national TV, government TV, they're coming and they're asking women to give up their gold to send to the resistance. They're like, oh my God, this is the level of desperation. So watch this one.
عدد 2 خیلی خاص و ویژه مخصوص ما خانم ها هست.
I don't know what the hell she's saying. She's saying the number 2 is a very special number for us women.
با ارسال عدد 2 به 3222
So like text number 2 to this number
اگر تمایل دارید
if you want to gift your gold
هدیه طلایی رو، حالا این در واقع هدیه و این طلا میتونه یک سرمایه باشه تو زندگی شما، یک خاطر.
Like I know your gold might be a form of investment in your life or something memorable in your life.
باشه. بعضی‌ها میگن ارث فامیلی و خانواده.
Some people consider the gold that you have in your house part of your family heritage, something that you inherited from your, generations from your family.
اما الان بنا به
But today it's our duty. It's our duty
تکلیف احساس می‌کنیم که در راه مقاومت باید این
to spend this gold in the path of resistance, to give it to the resistance. Basically, the Hamas and Hezbollah have been devastated so much for resources that Iranian women, they're trying to ask Iranian women to give up their gold to support them.
هدیه رو بگذاریم و تقدیم کنیم. این
Like we have to. This might be something special in the heritage in your family that has been passed down to you from generation to generation. But today it's our duty to offer this as a gift to the resistance.
طلا برای ما خانم‌های ایرانی یه عمر از مادر بزرگامون از مادر.
Like this gold for us Iranian women, this is something that that has been for generations has been passed down from grandma to granddaughter, from grandmas and our mothers.
اینکه طلا خلاصه برای روز مبادا است.
And we were always told that this gold is for a special day, is for that rainy day, that it's like an emergency fund, like that, right?
و امروز اون روز مبادای امت
And she's saying, well, and today is that day that your your mothers and your grandmas, they have been giving you this gold to keep it for a very special day. And she's saying that today is that special day for the Islamic Ummah, for the Islamic community. So yeah, so there's a lot of videos right now. This is just one of them, but there's a lot of videos on Iranian national TV asking Iranian women to just give up their gold to fund terrorism, basically to fund terrorism. Anyways, I think, like, let me see, oh yeah, let me actually watch this one with you guys. So you guys know this guy. This guy is Musab Hassan Youssef. He's this guy, hold on, this guy on the right. So he's the son of a main leader of Hamas. So let's see what he has to say.
Let's talk about from a military perspective and how Hamas may respond to this. With someone, you just can't get anyone who understands the organization better. The son of a founding member of Hamas who defected to fight for Israel after he learned what Hamas had become about while imprisoned with his father. Okay? He's the author of From Hamas to America, Musab Hassan Youssef, sometimes referred to as the Green Prince. My friend, thank you for responding to my call to come on and help us understand this. What does it mean that he's gone? What are you concerned about that Hamas will do in response?
The man who orchestrated and executed October 7 genocide is gone. But this is not the end of the war. And my eyes are on Tehran, the head of the snake. As long as Ayatollah, the one who sent thousands of Iranian children to sweep minefields as a strategy, the same one who has sacrificed Gaza, Lebanon, Yemen, and he's willing to sacrifice the entire world for his political ambition, as long as he's still alive, we are going to have a problem in the Middle East. Today is not a day to celebrate. And
I disagree with that part. I know we have a lot more to do, but today we have to take the days that we can for celebration. But the rest of what he said, I agree with, except this part. No, celebrate. Like, we deserve some celebration.
So the presidential nominee, Kamala, saying regarding that this is over. It's not over. She's trying to win the votes, and we are trying to win the war. It's the responsibility of every free person in the world to put an end for this Islamic Republic that has been funding Hamas, Hezbollah, Houthis by the American taxpayer money. It's insanity. Everybody is escaping the responsibility. And now we don't have Sinwar in Gaza. Most of Hamas is destroyed. So why don't we pressure the Egyptian army to go into Rafah? If Israel cannot go into Rafah with...
I don't know if, okay, so this part I don't know as well, because I don't know if Israel would trust the Egyptian army to go into Rafah and do what is required to do. I don't know about his solution. Guys, what do you think about his solution? I don't know if his solution would work. The only military I would trust in Gaza to finish the job without supporting terrorists is the IDF and the U.S. military.
Without huge civilian casualty, why don't we send the Egyptian army? We have been funding the Egyptian army $1.5 billion annually. Why cannot we pressure them to tell them, go get the job done and bring the hostages back? Because I am certain that the Gazans will not kill the Egyptian soldiers if they go into Rafah today.
Yeah, that's true. But the Israeli, okay, so I like a lot of what this man says, but I don't know about the solution. I mean, the Egyptian military might have a lot of Hamas sympathizers that would bring aid to Hamas, or maybe like some of the key figures that will try to smuggle out some of the key figure. Not all of Egypt's military, but there are Hamas sympathizers there that might smuggle out some key important people and smuggle in resources for Hamas. Again, I don't know. What do you guys think?
To locate the hostages and bring them back to their families.
Is that because Israel doesn't want Egyptian interference and control of an area that they have to make sure is clear for their own safety?
Yeah, like the entire border of Egypt and Gaza should now be controlled. Like it was under the control of Egypt, and that's for so many years. Hamas kept on getting stronger and stronger. So, given that Egypt hasn't been doing a good job in monitoring that border crossing, I mean, all the ammunitions and all the resources that go to Gaza, they don't go to Gaza from the Israeli Gaza border. They go from the Egypt Gaza border. So, what do you think? I mean, we have seen the record. Why would we trust them with that? Why would we trust them if we can't trust them with that border? Why would we trust them with them coming inside Gaza?
This is an exceptional situation. If Egypt has the intention, with coordination with Israel, the United States, and the rest of the world, to go on one mission to bring the hostages back and remove Hamas fleeing forces from power and give the people their freedom back, then there is no problem. I don't think Israel would oppose that if it's actually coordinated with Israel.
What do you think about?
Yeah, coordinated if you could trust them. We got a super chat saying Saudi team would be good to go in. The Saudi team that does not have experience in war, I do not think. I mean, they have very advanced weaponry, but I don't think they know how to use them. The Saudi team, the Saudi military is very very low in experience. Very low in experience. They have no idea what they're doing, I think, based on what I've seen.
About the ability of Hamas to, whether it's Ishmael or any of the other ones, or just one of the other proxy groups, to just step up and fill the space as we saw after America took out Osama bin Laden. Is that your concern, that this is more of a worm than a snake, and when you cut off one piece of it, it just grows in the other direction?
Look, Hamas, you can consider Hamas over. They have fleeing forces, and they can cause lots of trouble. Now, anybody who's going to replace Sinwar is going to die. Actually, Khalid Mash'al is a dead man walking. All Hamas.
So Khalid Mash'al is the other. So remember when I said the two remaining people that could be the leader of Hamas? One of them is the brother of Sinwar, and the other one is Khalid Mash'al. Khalid Mash'al, the problem with him is that he does not like the Islamic Republic in Iran. And if he becomes a leader, the main support for Hamas, which is the Islamic Republic of Iran, that might get cut because there's tensions between them. Sinwar's brother, if he becomes the next leader of Hamas, the issue with him is that he's a maniac more than even his brother, and he would not be, it seems like based on what people are saying, is that he's less likely even to release the hostages. And so these are the two options right now. Again, anything could happen. I'm not trying to predict the future, but this is what people are saying about these two alternatives when it comes to leaders, right? The next leader of Hamas. But whoever is the next leader, he could consider himself like already dead. I mean, Nasrallah, when he died, then the next person that they picked as the leader, he died within days after, and now nobody wants to be the leader of Hezbollah. So they made somebody in Iran the leader of Hezbollah because nobody was volunteering for the job anymore, because anybody that became the leader just died. So this might happen for Hamas as well.
Leaders in Turkey, in Qatar, in Tehran, in Beirut, wherever they are dead men walking. I said this from the beginning of the war. On October 7, they crossed all the red lines. What they did is unforgivable, is unforgettable. So it doesn't matter who's going to come in office. All of them are wanted. All of them are on the Mossad hits list. And let me take it even farther. Ayatollah is on the Mossad's hit list, and the rest of the Iranian guards. For the next weeks, for the next months, could be for the next years, we are going to witness the elimination of everybody who orchestrated, funded, planned October 7. We cannot afford legitimizing such savages who killed people indiscriminately, who kidnapped infants, who kidnapped Holocaust survivors. Today is a good day. Today is a great day that we eliminated Sinwar. We have waited for so long, and you could see him, and you could see his nature. He's a coward. He's a coward. He was defeated, he was humiliated, and he had...
I don't know if he was a coward. He was evil. I wouldn't call him a coward, though. I don't know. I would call Nasrallah a coward. I wouldn't call Sinwar a coward. It's like sometimes evil people might not be coward, but even though they're evil.
A very ugly death. But this is not the end of the story. We have lots of work to do. And I personally will not rest until I see the Ayatollah, Hezbollah, Houthis, all Iranian proxies defeated and removed from power. And by the way, it's just a matter of time. I am sure there are people in Gaza that want freedom from Hamas.
Okay, so guys, these are the footages of his dead body. So this is good that this is already pixelated, so you can see this was his last, this was him when they found him dead.
That want freedom from Hamas. Enough is enough. More than 36.
So good. By the way, Musab is saying what I said at the earlier. He's hoping that he hopes that more people in Gaza are thinking like, yeah, let's just like, there's no victory of this. Guys, here's the thing. The wars continue because both sides, the reason why wars continue, even with ceasefires, they will come back. The reason why they continue is because both sides believe that there's something to be achieved from this war. Wars end when one side, at least one side, is finally convinced that there's nothing that they could achieve from this war. Israeli people are not going to be convinced of that because Israeli people are fighting for the survival of their country. So if you want this war to end, it's the other side that has to be convinced that this war is not going to bring them anything worth fighting for. That is the whole point of victory. That's the whole point of what Israel is doing in Gaza and in Lebanon, is to eventually get to the point where most people in this region give up and they lose their hope for victory. Losing your hope for victory is how we end wars. And say, let's see how Musab is phrasing that here.
And by the way, it's just a matter of time. I am sure there are people in Gaza that want freedom from Hamas. Enough is enough. More than 36 years of slavery to a sick ideology. And the rest of the world has legitimized them as a resistant movement. And
Right.
I've been saying since the beginning of the war, this is not resistance. Killing, raping, looting, kidnapping, this is not resistance. Palestine is non-existential. The world needs to understand that Palestine was never a country. It has never been occupied. This lie must come to an end. And if the Arabs who live in the region, if they drop their violence, if they drop their evil practice of sacrificing civilians, children, for political and financial gain, once they come to realize that this strategy is a dead end, the moment they understand this, then they can coexist with Israel. And Israel has no problem coexisting with the rest of the Arab world.
Well, but you said it right there. I mean, we're not going to have a straight military solution to this, no matter how effective Mossad is. There's a financial component, there's a political component, and that's why it's continued the way it has. But I appreciate your perspective and the power behind it, as always. My friend Musab Hassan Youssef, thank you for coming in and explaining the state of play in this moment.
Thank you,
Okay.
Chris. I appreciate it.
We have this guy explaining what's going to happen next, like who's going to be the next leader. Let's see what he has to say.
Hamas so far hasn't issued a statement so far, but looking ahead, the first question for that group is who will lead Hamas now? Israel killed Hamas's commander, we know, Mohammed Deif, back in July. He was called the Osama bin Laden of Gaza and another mastermind of the October 7th attacks. We know that Ismail Haniyeh was assassinated in Tehran in July, the head of Hamas's political wing. Other deputies have been killed, along with thousands of Hamas fighters. So if and when a new leader is decided, Major, the question then could be whether to try to strike Israel here in retaliation. We know Hamas has been degraded over the past year, but we know it hasn't been destroyed. Or perhaps could the death of Sinwar bring Hamas to its knees in some way and then back to the negotiating table for talks. But right now, we might expect that Hamas in Gaza, and as we know they exist across the Middle East, is reeling and is in disarray.
Okay, let me actually show some people on Iranian social media. They went and made this image as a way to try to show the unity between Iranian people and the Israeli people. I kind of like this image, so I just wanted to share with you guys. There was another one. Oh yeah. Hold on. This one was, how I told you how this image has progressed. Started with Qasem Soleimani. He's saying, what happened to my great revenge? And they kept on adding to it and adding to it. So that was already showed you that one. There was a video I wanted to share with you guys. I don't know if I could find it. Maybe on another show. Okay, so let's see one more video, and then I'll go to your comments in the live chat, the comments that Alfred has started for me. This one, I don't know if this is true. This is somebody from Gaza. People who speak Hebrew, can you tell me if this is true? So this is a video from Gaza. If this is true, this is absolutely remarkable. So after Sinwar was killed, this Gazan guy released a message saying shalom to Israeli people. And what is sukkah? Sukkah? What does that mean? Hold on. Sukkah and shalom. So yeah, so this guy is basically sending, this person from Gaza is sending this message to Israeli people. Can somebody tell me what he's saying?
Shalom lachem. אזרחי מדינת ישראל, זה ילדים מרצועת עזה, וגם אני מרצועת עזה. אנחנו עכשיו בגלל המלחמה גרים פה בסיכות, כמו שאתם רואים, ואנחנו נכנסים, יוצאים מהקיץ לחורף.
Look, okay, so people are saying Sukkot is the Jewish holiday, that religious holiday that they having right now. Oh, so right after the killing of Sinwar, this was a message from a person in Gaza to the Israeli people. Look at that, and with his children. Again, guys, I know this might not represent, a lot of people there, or might not. I don't know. Like there's some new statistics that we have to check at some point. But I'm just showing this to get some hope that there might be a way out of this.
יוצאים מהקיץ לחורף, يعني עוד מעט יורד גשם, והמצב של אצלנו יהיה מאוד קשה. ואני מבקש נתפלל ביחד ויהיה שלום ושקט בינינו. דרישת שלום מכל אזרחי מדינת עזה. ואנחנו עם הילדים הללו רוצים מכם עזרה. אם אתם רוצים, יהודים, ערבים 48, וגם נוצרים וגם רוסים וגם כל מיני הדתות שנמצאים בארץ ישראל. אחלה שלום. 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 שלום.
All the kids are saying shalom, shalom, shalom. That's very cute. So let me see. I know I have a lot of Israelis in my chat. So Rotem is saying he speaks to the Israelis that they are living in a sukkah and winter is coming. What is this? Anybody else wants to translate? Hello. Okay, so here. Hello to you, Israel citizens. We are here with Gaza kids. It's a really sweet video. I got it before I heard about Sinwar. Okay, so guys, is that the translation of what he's saying? He's just like sending a. Okay, so Gene is saying, okay, we have set up a sukkah booth for the sukkah. Okay, the holiday. You can see I asked that we pray together, Israel and Gaza together, Jews and Arabs together, peace, peace, peace. Okay, so and now I understand. Gene is saying, hello to you, the people of Israel. I'm from Gaza. These are children from Gaza. Okay, so yeah, I want to when I see videos like this, I want to show on my stream. Yeah, just like people are saying heartwarming, because I know like Hamas and Israel are fighting. I just want to make sure that we see the people of Gaza as people, and we like try to, like, if we hate Sinwar or Hamas, I just try to, whenever I see videos like this, I want to show it so that we have to be careful when you're fighting monsters, that we don't become monsters. I want us to practice on this channel to see people, to humanize them, to show their children, to show their struggles, so that we could sympathize with the people, even if there's certain things that are necessary to do in war. We have to be, the only hope is for us to see the humanity on all sides, right? And to plant seeds of hope, that there could be we could see a different future, right? And that's why it's important to celebrate the people of Gaza whenever we see any signs of hope for peace and friendship, even if it's small. I think it needs to be captured, seized, and highlighted to make it bigger, to make it more. Thank you guys, thank you. And let me see the people in the live chat, what you guys are saying. Okay, so we got a couple of super chats. Jake is saying, 2 days ago you said you don't condemn West Bank settlements. How do you justify this, since the West Bank isn't officially part of Israel? How about international law? All right, so international law is very important, okay, but survival is more important. That's how I justify it, okay? If you do not exist, you wouldn't be around to follow international law. Your priority as a country should be survival, survival, survival first. All these rights and laws are good to have to improve stability and peace around the world, but the most important right that you need to protect first is the right to life, the right to existence. And without the West Bank, Israel is completely vulnerable. It's so vulnerable. Israel geographically has no strategic depth. If Palestine becomes Islamic Republic of Palestine, and at some point the Islamic regime's tentacles from Tehran reaches into Palestine, then the annihilation of Israel becomes so close. Right now, we don't have any technology that could survive, that could protect Tel Aviv, for example, from missiles. If Palestine becomes a country, then after that, it could legally start piling missiles right next to its border, so close to Tel Aviv, and they will be so close to Tel Aviv that they will reach Tel Aviv within seconds, and there will be no defense mechanism, and there's no the weapons that will be able to stop those missiles. and Israel's annihilation will become so easy to grasp. It will be so easy to annihilate Israel if Palestine becomes a country. And again, Israel has already attempted many times to make Palestine a country, to offer peace, but Palestinians unfortunately have rejected that because they don't want Israel to be a country either. And now, given that Israel has a record of trying to have a two-state solution, I think it is, given that it has that in its record, that there's many attempts in the history of Israel trying to make Palestine a country while Israel a country. Now, given that all of that failed, I think I see why Israelis are don't want to try that anymore, because they have tried and had failed. It's also not just better for Israel for a one-state solution, it's also better for Palestinians to have a one-state solution, because just look at the condition that Israeli Arabs are in. It's better than Arabs in every other Muslim or Arab country. There's 22 or 23 Arab countries in the world, and the Arabs in Israel have more rights and freedoms and prosperity and a standard of living better than most Arabs in all those 22 countries. So if you make Palestine another Arab country, that's worse for the Palestinians than compared to the option of just making all that region part of Israel. They will have more rights and freedoms if they one day you could find a way to make them Israeli citizens. So it's better for them as well. Also, when you talk about international law, please recognize that even other countries like European countries violate international law when they see something, when they see abiding by it as too costly. For example, just recently, the European Union agreed to bring back pushback laws for migrants on the eastern borders of the EU. Pushback laws means that whenever refugees cross your borders and come to Europe, according to international law, you have to actually process their case before you kick them out or before you make any decisions about them. But pushback laws means that when the refugees come to your borders, you actually kick them out without actually processing their case, and that actually violates international laws. But the European Union has decided to do that anyways because of the heavy cost of mass migration that Europe is facing right now. And they're saying, they are admitting that this is a violation of international law, but they're saying the cost is so high that they are forced to do this. So just imagine that they're talking about the cost so high that justified violating international law. When it comes to Israel, the cost is annihilation of Israel. No country is facing such a threat. No country is facing annihilation to the extent that Israel is facing it. So it's kind of, I think, hypocritical for other countries that have more safety and security than Israel to ask Israel to abide by laws that jeopardizes or risks its survival. I think if a country is required to do that by international law, then the country doesn't follow it, the problem is not the country that is not following the international law. The problem is the international law, that you're asking such an insane thing from a country. I think the international law requires to change. Israel shouldn't be changing. The law needs to change. So there's that. Actually, let me do the super chats first before I go to the other comments. Amit is saying only USA Army can be trusted in this mission. No, I think Israel has been more effective than in going through, because, for example, Israel's military has a ratio of civilian to militant to combatant of 2-1, but U.S. military, when it was taking out ISIS, their ratio they had was 4-1. So the fact that that Israel's military managed to achieve a lower ratio than U.S. military in Gaza, even though the population density in Gaza is higher, even though in Gaza your enemy is not wearing military uniform, and even though your army is using human shields. I mean, ISIS was not doing that. ISIS was wearing military uniform, and ISIS was not using human shields like Hamas was doing. And US managed to achieve a ratio of 4-1. But yet Israel IDF has managed to reach a ratio of 2-1, even though the odds were against it. This to me shows that the IDF is actually performing better than the U.S. military. So I would trust the IDF even more. I mean, not to be ungrateful to the U.S. military support for Israel, but they have proven to be, the IDF has proven to be the best army when it comes to conducting such, to be able to do, conduct such missions. Let's go. I mean, no army in the world has ever done as much as the IDF to try to reduce civilian casualties. No army in history has ever done to, and the fact that it's still being condemned, even though after it's doing that, shows that the standards for Israel is higher than the standards for every other country. And I think it's because they're Jews. Ashley Drake saying a brave monster is an even worse monster. If these people were cowards, it would be better. It would be better. Yes, if people wanted to say Sinwar was such a strong warrior and he was not a coward and he was so brave, well, okay, great. Then this was even a bigger win for Israel. Fantastic. Well, then congratulations to Israel for taking out your great warrior. I mean, and what did your great warrior bring you other than death? I mean, Sinwar was the person who was celebrating. Actually, I have 2 more points. Palestinians' death. I have actually 2 important points that I need to mention at the end of the show. Let me actually bring those to you. But let me actually do while I'm looking for that. So, Carl, thank you so much for the super sticker. I appreciate the support. 2 important points. Okay, now this is. Saying if I could find it. Okay, so right now it's not a good time for me to find this, but as you know, I showed you in the previous streams, Yahya Sinwar was saying that it's good that Palestinian civilian are dying. Let me see if I could find it. Yes. Okay, so right now I can't find it because every time I look for Sinwar, it's just bringing news of his death, the news of his killing and everything. So right now it's going to be take some time for me to find it, but I will try. But before I get to that, let me actually make an important point. Remember how people say, remember the all eyes on Rafah? Remember that when everybody was trying to get you to pressure Israel to not go into Rafah? Well, guess what? If Israel actually listened to that, Sinwar would be alive right now. The mastermind of October 7th would be alive right now. And if he was alive, more Palestinians would die, because Sinwar was the person that openly said that he thinks that it's a good thing that civilians are dying. And again, when he was saying civilians, he was not just referring to Israeli civilians. He was referring to the Palestinian civilians. He was saying their death will strengthen the resistance. So this is a man that, he designed October 7th to bring death and destruction to the Palestinian people. So through that death and destructions, he could unite both the Ummah, the Islamic world, against Israel, and also Westerners against Israel. So this is a man who, on purpose, was trying to get more Palestinian people killed, on purpose. So if Israel listened to the world when they say all eyes on Rafah, let's pressure Israel not to go to Rafah, this man would be able to bring more death and destruction to the Palestinian people. So Israel saved the Palestinian people by not listening to the pro-Palestinian people, by going to Rafah and eventually killing their main enemy, which was Sinwar. So if you are actually the people who claim to be pro-Palestinian, you should be celebrating Sinwar's death right now. You should be celebrating, because this was a man that claimed to want Palestinians to die. This is a man that masterminded October 7th with the intention to get Israel to kill Palestinians. So can we at least, if you're actually pro-Palestinian, can you celebrate today? Can you actually say like you're happy that Israel, like, okay, go on a different day, go and say Israel is a war criminal, genocide and everything. Can you at least celebrate Sinwar's death right now? Can you admit that when you wanted to stop Israel to go to Rafah, to go to the south, you were wrong? And you're happy that Israel at least took out this man that was such a cause for misery to the Palestinian people? Can you see why it was important for Israel to continue the war, to go to the south, to remove this tumor from Gaza, a tumor for the Palestinian people? Can you admit that? Okay, yeah, I found it. Okay. So yeah, Yahya Sinwar reported the deaths of the Palestinian civilians as an important sacrifice for the resistance. Yes, so Sinwar has compared these civilian losses to those historical independence struggles, such as the Algerian War of Independence, suggesting that such sacrifices are part of the path to liberations. He reportedly communicated with the Hamas leaders and intermediaries, stating that the high civilian death toll could serve. Okay, here's the part. So this is what Sinwar said. He said that we have audio recordings of this, by the way, that he said this, that the high civilian death toll serve the group's interests more effectively than a ceasefire. You hear this? Okay. Sinwar said that the high civilian death, not of Israelis, of Palestinians, serves the group's interest, meaning that it serves Hamas's interest more than a ceasefire. That's what Sinwar was saying. And Israel took out the enemy of the, not just the Israel, the IDF, Israel's military, not only took out the enemy of Israeli people, not only the enemy of Iranian people, not only the enemy of freedom-loving people of the world, Israel took out the enemy of Palestinians. So if you're a Palestinian, you should be thanking Israel right now. And you should be thanking Israel for not doing a ceasefire, for coming to the south of Gaza and finishing the freaking job. That's what you should be saying right now. All right, so let's see what the comments that has been highlighted by Alfred. Tori saying, Sinwar's history with Israel is very long. He was in prison in Israel. Yeah, and Israel actually saved his life. Let me see. He was in prison in Israel, not killing Israelis, but for killing Palestinians. Sinwar also had his life saved by Israeli doctors when he had a brain tumor. Yeah, and didn't a daughter of this brain doctor die in October 7th? A daughter or something else? So Sinwar actually didn't also Sinwar tell his captives that one day. Yeah, something. Okay, so I have to verify this. Yes, Sinwar, when he was captured, he told his interrogators that one day they would be in his position and he would be in their position. Okay, so yeah, a nephew, the nephew of a doctor that saved Sinwar, the Israeli doctor that saved Sinwar's life, his nephew died in October 7th. That was planned by Sinwar. Yeah, something like that. Nephew or daughter or something. So let's go to this one. Tred is saying Israel is a democracy or virtual theocracy. I don't think you understand what theocracy means. Israel is a democracy. Theocracy. Sophia saying, oh, we understand. Maybe I'm overreacting, but each time before an important operation, I'm worried not just for us, but for Iranians who have no one to rely on and whom we can't let down the responsibility. I mean, to be fair to Israelis, the main responsibility is to their own people, right? Like the burden of being responsible for everyone else is too much for us to want Israel to be responsible for that. It just so happens that Israel's enemies are also our enemies, and it's just an added benefit. And it's also good for Israel to have allies in the region. And I think the Iranian people have proven themselves to be a great ally of Israeli people. Ronnie saying it's unfortunate that innocent civilians are suffering. We can attribute much of this situation to terrorist groups responsible for it. Hamas could help alleviate suffering by abandoning terrorism. Hamas could only help alleviate suffering by dying. That's the only thing Hamas could do. We should not ask anything else from Hamas. Like abandoning terrorism is not something that you should be asking from Hamas. The only thing you need to do with Hamas is eliminating them. You should take them out. There should be no other expectation from Hamas other than their absolute destruction. So don't say like, oh, I hope they abandon terrorism. No, the only thing that Hamas could do right is by just being eliminated. Again, I'm trying to use my words carefully because YouTube might think, I'm talking about Hamas, not the Palestinian people. Gene is saying the translation of what they are singing is awesome. We will have a country, and now we will make peace with one another. This is what our army sings. Yes, that song is. I love that song. God is not great is saying Muslims named their group Hamas. Okay, yeah, that joke is too old now. But it's okay. Sandra saying, imagine people a year from now, official state visit between Israel and Iran, smiling faces, hosted by Reza Pahlavi. Yeah, I mean, that's what we're fighting for. I don't know if we will get there, but we have to fight for that. Frosty is saying the mask is gone. The world finally sees Israel for what it really is. So this is an anti-Israeli person. Yeah, Frosty, actually, you're right. The world is seeing that Israel will take out its enemies. The world is finally seeing that Israel will protect its people no matter the cost. The world is saying that if you come for Israelis, Israel will eventually come for you and will take you out. And also the world is seeing that all these protests, all these anti-Israeli protests around the world did nothing. Israel ignored them, and Israel did what it's supposed to do, and nothing is stopping Israel. That not only Israel has not been weakened by all these anti-Israeli protests around the world, it has become stronger. And not only Israel has ignored you, but your own politicians in your own countries have ignored you. Even in the United States, not only the Republicans are ignoring you now, it's the Democrats are also ignoring you. It shows that Israel, temporarily you might want to stir up more hate against the Jews or against Israelis for your own causes, but at the end of the day, Israel will win. Israel always come out on top. Like your protest is nothing compared to the other threats Israel has faced throughout its history, and it has overcome those, and it will overcome you as well. Tori saying, Armin, it doesn't matter what is fact. The followers of Islamic fundamentalism will contort reality into the story that supports their story in the same way those in a cult do. Though I don't agree with that, Tori, because people, they will do that, but they have become less and less successful at it. We have been very successful in bringing many people out of Islamic Islam, either entirely, or we have made many people take Islam less seriously. So people. The good thing is that Muslims are human, and I know Islam tries to get people to ignore their humanity, but humanity is stronger than Islam. And even people who remain Muslim by name, because of their humanity, they want to be kind, they want to live at peace, they want to prosper, they want safety, they want security, they want to cooperate with other people. And we're seeing more and more people, their humanity will overcome their Islam. Some people, their humanity will overcome over their Islam to the point that they will leave Islam completely. But even the people who choose to keep the name Muslim, they will live less and less Islamic lives because their humanity is just more powerful than their Islam. That's what I think. I think overall, Islam will not be able to completely corrupt the mind to the degree, for most people, it will not be able to corrupt the mind to the degree that they will completely ignore their humanity. In some people, it will be able to do that, for example, like Sinwar. But for most people, it will not be able to do that. And again, that's why we're not the enemies of Muslims, because Muslims, Islam in their mind, the mind virus will not be able to completely destroy their humanity. And many Muslims are good people. And Islamic, these ideas will not, yes, you're right, they will continue to try to do that. But we have a more powerful message. We have a more wholesome message. We have a more hopeful message. And we are fighting for life while they're fighting for death. And I think, given how much more powerful our message is, we will overcome them. Shah is saying, Armin, how do you feel about the radical nationalists that suggest radical ways to remove Islam from Iran? Do you think it needs violence to achieve this goal, or Islam will die out slowly with time? I think the second one, of course. I think the best way to fight Islam is to befriend Muslims rather than, in fact, if you want to be violent, if you want to fight Islam by being violent to Muslims, that's actually the best way to promote Islam. That will make the virus even stronger. So yeah, obviously, I do not recommend being hostile towards Muslim. I think befriending Muslims is the best way to reduce the influence of Islam. Gay Asian American, thank you for the super chat saying, how do you think a regime change in Iran will go? Well, that's a whole other stream. And the short answer is, I don't know. The point is that we don't know what will end the regime or the regime will end. What I know is that we have to throw whatever we can at it. Whatever weakens the regime, we have to use it as a weapon. And what would be the blow that will take it down? I don't know, but we will keep hitting it until the whole thing falls apart. If it falls apart, I don't know if it will fall apart or how it will fall apart. The point is to keep hitting. The point is to keep hitting from all sides. And then we have a super chat, 6 shekels from Or Hirschfeld. Thank you so much for the super chat saying, how can Israel help Iranian opposition to rise up? I think it's important to show unity with Iranian people. I think highlighting Iranian people that celebrate Israel in Israel is important for more Israelis to be aware that Iranians are their allies, and also sending messages of support, showing Iranians that you support their fight against the regime. Basically bridge building between Iranian people and Israeli people. We are alone in this region. We share the same enemy. We share the same goal. We're both on team life. We're both fighting a cult of death, and highlighting that and communicating that and building those bridges is very important. It's very important, right? I consider the Iranian people and the Israeli people the two blades of the same scissor to cut the Islamic Republic, one from within Iran and one from outside Iran. And we need to build a scissor. We need to fight from within and from, and I think they both need each other to be successful. So building those bridges is important. Okay, guys, I'm gonna head out. Please make sure you like the stream. Please make sure that you suggest this channel to your friends and enemies. Please make sure that you leave a comment after the show is over. Please make sure that you subscribe to Atheist Republic on YouTube. And if you're already subscribed, please make sure that you hit the bell notification. Oh, actually, let me make sure that I always want to say this at the end of the show, and I always forget. I should have the no. Okay, so I really want to make sure that I thank Dolly for her research for these streams, Dee for the new segment, Susie for everything, for being the best CEO, And also for the news segment, Jean for highlighting the comments, Roy for being my co-host a couple of times. What is I forgot, I wrote this name wrong. I know I'm not mentioning, but we have 2 Sarahs, guys. We have now 2 Sarahs. Oh, actually, guys, this is a wholesome thing to let you know. We have Iranian Sarah and an Israeli Sarah that highlight the comments. So every time I say today Sarah is highlighting the comments, it's either the Iranian Sarah or the Israeli Sarah. Okay. Okay, let me see. And also Alfred today is highlighting. Alfred highlights the comments, but also manages the team. So thank you so much for that. Oh yes, Ali, Amir, Hellboy, Shadow. Okay, Muhammad, Kermit, Parsa. We have such a big team. Roy, I mentioned, and a whole bunch of other people that I cannot mention their name because it's not good for their security. But guys, the Atheist Republic Army is growing. Oh, and also, if you want to volunteer for us and join the team, you could contact this email. It's Nima, and you could join the team, basically. Anyways, love you guys. Thank you so much for the super chats. Oh, did we get? Oh, wow, we got 2 more super chats. Thank you, Alfred. Gage an American saying, should NATO support the anti-Islamic Republic militias? Not militias. You mean armies? I think NATO should. I mean, there's no should. I would welcome it. I would welcome if NATO eventually, when there's a unity against the Islamic Republic in Iran, if NATO was involved, that means that we are basically close to the final steps. So if NATO ever gets involved, that means like, yeah, this means like we're almost close to the final. So there's no shoulds in politics. There's things that I would welcome and things that I won't. And this is something that I would welcome. Les, thank you so much for the super chat saying, thank you for sharing your wisdom and hope, Armin. Aw, Les, you always send me the most wholesome, hopeful, motivating messages. You are such a big cheerleader that I love always seeing your messages. Every time I see you in the chat, I know that I'm going to have more energy for this stream because you're just going to say so many supportive things. So thank you so much, Les, for your support. Anyways, guys, I'm going to go. Thank you so much. Don't forget to support this channel by liking, subscribing, leaving comments, hit the bell notification, and all of those things. So, and till next show, stay liberal. Mwah.